What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another replay. Today I am featuring the Dreadnought KV-2, which is the tier 7 premium Russian heavy tank. And if you recognize the barrel of the gun, you'll realize that this is a KV-2 which has the Su-152's gun. So it has 250 millimeters of heat penetration, which is insane for a tier 7. Now, I will admit, I'll be the first to admit, that I am scrubbing it up pretty hard this game. I've got 24 heat shells and 24 high explosive shells. Now here we are on highway, we are top tier, so HE could be very effective this game as well. And you will see that in the later stages of this game. So I'm going to push into the town, which is the typical position that heavy tanks take on this map. Now the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to basically get myself into a position where I can poke out, slap somebody for 750 alpha damage, and then back up into cover, which is what I was expecting, although the game doesn't kind of play out that way. Now I'm just driving into the town, demolishing some buildings in my way, until we drive into this stand, which is non-destructible. So make a mental note of that. You can't actually go through this. I thought you could, but hey ho. Anyway, there's a 60G FT spotted on our right. So I'm going to push through the train track area, and I should be able to get a shot at him here through the gap in the trains, which is exactly what we're able to do. We get the rear of his tank and demolish that guy in one shot. Tier 5s and tier 6s, generally speaking, you will either one-shot, well, tier 5s you will one-shot every time unless you get very, very unlucky with RNG using HE. And most tier 6s you can one-shot as well, unless they have a higher health pool than a regular tier 6. But generally speaking, you are going to one-shot tier 6s and tier 5s, no problem. Tier 7s, you are going to two-shot, and you're going to see me do that on this Tiger P. So we blapped the Swedish tank destroyer that we saw earlier, up to 2 kills already, aiming at the cheek of the Tiger P's turret, and we punch straight through it for a damage roll of 654. So slightly lower than what we would normally expect, but still half of that guy's health in one shot. Now there's a Churchill 7 out there as well. He has 860 hit points, but we're going to aim for the Tiger P again. 696, cutting straight through the weak point on the frontal side of his hull, and that is exactly what we do. 696 damage, Tiger P blapped in 2 shots, no problem, comrade. Now we're going to try and position ourselves to shoot at the Churchill 7. He's just chilling here in the open. We can cut through his turret easily and his upper glacis as well, the flat part of it, for a damage roll of 691. So we've had 5 penetrations so far. Granted, the 2 lower tier tanks that we shot at had already taken some damage. The Churchill gracefully clears the wall for us, allowing us to shoot him again, killing him for 169. Now, the other side of the map doesn't seem to be doing too good. So at this point I'm thinking, right, I need to, head back to the base. We've dealt with the heavy tanks that are over here. The Bishop's dead, the Nassauern is dead, and I really need to push back to the other side to support my guys who are over there. So that's exactly what I'm doing. But as I do that, my Object 244 and T-25-2 are pushing towards the enemy base, and they're going to light up some targets on my left-hand side, which I'm going to take a pot shot at from range with this insanely derpy gun. Now, like I've already said, this gun is the same gun that you will find on the Su-152, and what makes the Dreadnought so dangerous is that it has a turret. Now, we're going to get a bit unfortunate with this Tiger. That shell dipped extremely low, but we are firing very, very far away. And RNG can and will do that. That is the nature of a big derp cannon. Aiming for the Tiger 1 still. And he's on the move. I spot a Thunderbolt though. I know I can one-shot this guy, but he stops just as I fire my shell, unfortunately. And there's a KV-85 spotted on my right. So the enemies are actually currently leading by 2 tanks. I need to start killing things and doing damage as quickly as possible. I'm kind of in a bit of a weird position here. And at this point, the Tiger is easily the biggest and easiest target for me to hit, especially because he's got the most health. He goes blind, or I say he goes unspotted, and we manage to hit him blind. So that shot doesn't actually register on our damage counter, but we did get a damaging ribbon, making us know that we hit him, essentially. Now, unlucky here on the KV-85, that one bounces somehow. I guess I must have hit a strange angle on his turret, and that one bounces off. But interestingly enough, I don't get spotted by that guy. I don't know how, because the camouflage on this tank is not good whatsoever. But pushing up back into the town, which is where I'm expecting these guys to push into, the Tiger, the Thunderbolt, and the KV-85. We spot the Tiger. We left him on 95 health, and that one unfortunately bounces as well. So we have hit a few random bounces using the heat shells. So what I'm going to do is swap to my high explosive shells, and I know I've got a large enough gun caliber to smash the Tiger and smash the KV-85, even if I hit something that would bounce in a heat shell. So I'd poke out, punch the Tiger's ticket, that guy's toast, and he is our 5th kill. Now we need to kill the KV-85 to secure our top gun, and he's just pushing towards me. Fortunately, my artillery misses the KV-85, but the enemy griller manages to splash damage me, which is fine because it didn't do that much damage anyway, and we just blap the KV-85, securing our top gun. So it's 3-4 right now. And all I have is me, our artillery, and our friendly tank destroyer. Now, there's a T-34-85M, and he's pushing up the train tracks, and I assume he's facing the other way. It looks to me like he's probably going to be facing my tank destroyer. Fortunately, our artillery misses him, and this is what I mean about tier 6s, with high explosive especially. Straight through the rear of the T-34-85, one shot. See you later. Back to the garage, my friend, securing my 7th kill of the match. Now, there's a J Panther alive. We didn't spot the Thunderbolt because he didn't push with the KV-85 or the Tiger 1. So I'm assuming he may be on this side as well. Now, I'm loading heat because I don't know what angle I'm going to be shooting the J Panther from. Granted, high explosive is going to do damage regardless. But if I can get a shot at this guy, he's just going to be toast either way, to be honest. So the J Panther's pushing the M44. I'm telling that guy to back up and that I'm on my way. Taking aim. J Panther fortunately doesn't move around too much, and we shove a huge 152mm shell through the side of his tank, killing him as well. Up to 4,300 damage now, and remember, we had a shot that hasn't registered on our damage counter as well. So realistically, we're probably around the 5,000 mark right now, and there's 2 enemy tanks left. We still have the Thunderbolt and the enemy griller. No idea where the Thunderbolt is. I thought he would have pushed with the heavy tanks earlier, and I also thought he would have pushed with the J Panther, but he didn't. So the Thunderbolt is currently hiding in the bushes somewhere, but I'm not going to sit and let them come to my base. I'm going to be aggressive. I still have 850 health. I know the Thunderbolt is a one-shot for me either way, and I know the Griller's a one-shot for me too. So if I can secure both kills here, we're going to secure our Pools medal. And as I'm just driving down the highway, looking about, trying to spot the Thunderbolt and the Griller, we do spot the Griller. I'm taking aim at him, and I take aim and I fire and I miss, unfortunately. He is going to reload before me, but fortunately he missed me as well. Now he's going to stop and aim at me. I'm not worried about being hit by this guy. Worst comes to worst, he's probably going to set me on fire, and I'll put it out straight away with my automatic fire extinguisher, but he doesn't, and then we finish him off, securing our 9th kill. So that is our Radley Walters medal secured. So even if we don't find the Thunderbolt at this point, even if that guy has hidden himself in the town somewhere because he just wants to survive, we have secured a good medal regardless. But what I'm going to do again is force the issue. Now, not much action happens here, but I'm going to speak to you about how I thought about this tactically. So there's one enemy tank left. I have more health than he does, and I'm expecting at this point that he may be pushing my base, so I need to push his base, and at worst I'm going to leave this game with a Radley Walters medal. So I am going to initiate the cap, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I'm driving towards his base so that I can at least secure the victory this game, even if he has gone to the other side of the map to kill my artillery. Because chances are, if he has done that and he decides to cap after he kills my artillery, I'm not going to be able to get back in time. Even though this is a KV-2 with more mobility than the Tech Tree KV-2, I'm not going to be able to get back in time, plainly and simply. So I'm going to go into the cap. I'm just scouting to see if he's coming back to base. Maybe he's hiding beneath this ridgeline, which he doesn't seem to be. So I wrap around, and I'm going to start heading towards the base any second now so I can initiate the cap. I was just seeing if he was in the vicinity anywhere in case I spot him and I'm able to blap him. Now, he actually is on the other side of the map as I expected, and he's facing off with my artillery, and he manages to kill him. So at this point, my decision is solidified. I need to sit in the base. Now I'm capping before him. I try and kill him blind by using the reticle on the map, but that one unfortunately didn't. And if we landed that, it would have been insane. It's something that I've only done once before in... Actually, it was a KV-2 that I managed to do that in, but I am just capping the base to force him to come to me. If he wants to win this game, he needs to come and fight me. He needs to come and reset the cap, and he needs to come and try and take me out. Because he's not going to be able to get in my cap and out cap me. He has to come to me. So either I'm going to win the game by cap, or I'm going to win the game by killing him and securing my Pools medal. Now, I'm trying to sit at the furthest point forward of the cap circle to where he last was spotted, so that if I get spotted, I know that he's in the area and he's coming towards me, at which point I'm going to leave the cap to engage him if I spot him. If I don't spot him, I would have probably stayed in the cap and secured the win that way, but I do get spotted. I spot him on my left hand side, and now I'm going to leave the cap. There's no reason for me to stay in the cap. There's 2 minutes left on the clock, and he's close enough for me to be able to push him so that I can try and secure my Pools medal. Now, he's got 391 health. This guy is going to take at least 4 shots to kill me. And he pokes out, and I'm going to take time to aim the shell. He pokes out, and we finish him off with a damage roll of 391, because that's all he had left, securing our Pools medal and finishing the game with a victory. Okay, so taking a look at the post-game stats from that game, ladies and gentlemen, you can see that we had an absolutely monstrous result in the Dreadnought KV-2, picking up 5,696 damage from 13 penetrations, 10 enemy tanks destroyed, meaning we picked up the Pools medal, as well as the Devastator medal, High Caliber medal, and Top Gun medals, respectively. Picking up an ace tanker as well. Naturally, from a performance this good, there was no way that this wouldn't have been an ace tanker. We picked up 57,713 silver, as well as 11,354 XP. But do take note that this was on a ×2 bonus, so that is why we managed to rack up so much XP from this game. If we look at the statistics of the teams, you can see that I topped my team without question. I mean, we outdamaged our nearest competitor, which was our artillery, by over 4,000 damage. Nearly 4,600 damage. We did more than that guy. Every single other person on our team didn't even do 1,000 damage. So we really carried this one. I mean, it's like the perfect situation. Paul's medal is very rare to come by, but this is just one of those shining examples of the team not doing enough, but not being so bad that you just get obliterated in the process. Although we are playing something that is very, very strong in top tier matches. I mean, we picked up 2,365 base XP, which is just crazy. And we out-damaged the Tiger 1 on the enemy team by over 3,300 damage. And considering that, the Tiger 1's not a weak tank, but yeah, it's not as good as the Dreadnought, let's be honest. And that was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. If we look at the statistics from our shots fired that game, we fired 19 shells, 15 of those shells hit the target, and 13 penetrated. So had I have fired 2 more HE rounds, if I take away the heat rounds that bounced and had fired HE instead, we would have had, well, a near perfect RNG game, which is not easy to do in something that is as derpy as the big 152mm guns. But we got very, very fortunate with some of the shots that we took. We took some shots where the reticle was not as well aimed as it could have been, and the shells went where we wanted them to regardless. So a very, very, very good game, and luck was on our side that game as well. The stars aligned, we sacrificed enough dissidents, and we managed to get my first Pools medal in a while. So that one felt really good. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And until the next one, stay safe, take care, and peace out.
I like that.